Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports.
Oh, it's a sportsy ass. Sports of the ass, also sportsy ass.
I really am.
R.I.P. Ryan.
Yes, he died again.
Oh, he'll come back later.
Yeah, he'll be resurrected like another famous Jew.
I wouldn't go there, but okay, cool.
Well,
Cool.
Kanye would.
I heard he's backtracking.
No, that was my point. Yeah, he would, he would agree with you.
I've started to tune out of Kanye. I don't hear his news anymore. Oh, but our movie meetup should be the Book of Clarence. Throw that out there. Let's keep going now.
No, it should not. Good, go ahead. No, I want to see that movie, by the way. I just don't think that's
but
Deadpool?
Yes.
Deadpool. Lead do Deadpool.
Deadpool 3, yes.
All right, I like that.
May 6th, May 4th.
All right, ASOS.
Yeah. Jaire Alexander.
Sorry.
I'm gonna
John Morant.
No, we're gonna skip him and Jack Jones, but we're gonna go right into Jaire Alexander.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's a busy time of the year for me. So I haven't been like locked in as I usually am on Twitter. Just started to get a bunch of notifications about Jaire Alexander being suspended. I was like, oh shit, what did he do? And then I read a tweet that said what he did, but I didn't believe it. Because ain't no way you gonna bench your star corner the week against Justin Jefferson.
Star.
Or something. Yeah. The fuck are you talking about?
He has not played like a star this year, sir.
He is a star.
Okay.
He didn't call him an all-pro. He called him a star. Star is about being noteworthy, not being about being good sometimes.
Okay, fair enough.
On his day, he's a top 5 corner. So let's not disrespect him too much. Like, come on.
Any day that wasn't this year. Got it.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm just putting out. All right, look.
He has
look, we are not going to nitpick.
No, I'm here. All right, so who's Brendan, my friend Brendan, who's been on the pod before. He's a huge Packers fan, right? Yep. Giant Packers fan. And he called me as soon as the news broke, and he's like, did you see the Jaire Alexander thing? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that stupid motherfucker. And then he said, I waited for Brendan to give me his take as a Packers fan. And he's like, this dude is not nearly as talented as he thinks he is to be pulling shit like this because he hasn't shown it in quite some time. And that's the thing is like because he's in Green Bay, nobody's really paying attention, but he's been a loud sumbitch all season long. The reporters around his locker have been getting fodder all fucking year. And the thing was, like, I could see the moment that you said that, like, all right, I saw the tweet about what he did, which I don't know if he explained what he did. What he did was during the game, they have the captains come out to do the coin toss. And this motherfucker, because they were playing in Charlotte, shout out to Charlotte, poverty ass city. When he was playing in Charlotte, he's from Charlotte, so he ran over and decided he was going to call the coin toss and that he was going to say what it is they were going to do. But then he didn't understand what defer meant. And he didn't understand that, well, I want the defense to be, what do you want to defer? Yeah, I guess so. Like, he didn't know, and everybody was laughing at him, and it was what it is. And then it just suspended him, conduct, detrimental to the team. He's out 1 game. He has not played up to the level at which his mouth has been this season. It's just what it is.
That's fine.
And if you didn't believe what he said, if all you got to do is watch that goddamn presser, and you'll believe that he did anything.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen video of the actual incident, so I'm only going off of what I read, right? And the report was that because somebody tweeted this and it made me think. I think it was Sam Munson from PFF. But the report was that he nearly botched the thing. He called it and called correctly, and then chose correctly. It's only right or wrong. So he got it all right. It's my point. That's fine. Like, what are we talking about? He got it all right. If you nearly botched heads or tails, I mean, that means you almost got it right. I mean, what are we talking about?
It wasn't the botch of heads or tails. It was the botch on.
Go ahead.
It was the botch on whether or not they wanted the baller to defer. That was where he botched it. So, like,
We've done that before.
No, here's the thing. I will give them this. The coin toss rules are a little more complicated than you think they are. They're not superly complicated, but they're a little more complicated than most people think.
NFL starter.
Yeah, but we've seen Donovan McNabb not know that ties exist. So I'm just saying, like, we've seen shit happen. Okay, so I'm just saying, as far in the realm of things that are most believable, him not knowing what defer meant compared to defense, and him thinking they might be the same thing is like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Here's the worst part of it.
Did you guys watch his interview when he was explaining what happened? All right, cool. It doesn't sound like Keem seen it.
I saw some of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. When he was just talking about, I just saw the clip where he was talking about, I'm from Charlotte.
Here's what you know. If you watch the clip, you will then realize any benefit of doubt needs to be removed from him in any sort of situation or case. Okay, but the worst part about it, and this is what the conduct detrimental to the team was, if you're from Charlotte, you have an entire week to let the team know that you want to be a captain for this game. He didn't do that. They switch up the captain for the coin toss. Regardless, all right, man, it's your birthday. Go. Yeah, you can do it. This dude waited until he's like, I'm going to do that, and then ran over there, and everybody's like, what the fuck? Like, and they just laughed, like, all right, Jaire, you want Jaire? Like, he gonna do what he do? And it's the dude he's, and you can't take him serious with the fucking glasses on and him talking the way it's just ridiculous. He's a ridiculous person.
I don't disagree with any of that. I'm just saying he got it right. Like, we don't need to make a big deal of it. Like that's all. Like, he got it right in the end. Like, hey, it ain't like you know what I'm saying, he almost cost me the game too. Also, you need to be fucking worried about giving fucking 30 points up to the fucking Panthers. That's what you need to be trying to figure out. Like, yeah, some of that might be Jaire too. But
that
still,
like, he's right there.
He was getting cooked by Adam Thielen. He was, because I'm aware. Yeah, but
hey, he just won out.
He probably do.
I don't know if he wants out like the ways of acting now.
He give me future Raider, bro. He give me future Raider.
He absolutely does.
Future Raider or future Giant.
But yeah,
he'll suck with the Giants though.
Jack Jones. That would be nice.
I'm trying.
All right.
Nah, never mind.
So, yeah,
I was trying to see where he ranked PFF wise this year.
He's probably like 37 or some shit.
Last year he was 4.
He's got a grade of 65. They don't show his rating, his ranking.
I saw that too, but
that 65 grade ain't good.
Yeah, it's not. But all right, let's talk about Russell, who's also not good according to Denver.
Not good enough, at least.
According to Denver, I feel like they're using him as a scapegoat, but cool, whatever.
Scapegoat's a little harsh. Well, I understand the sentiment though, but you remember, like, it was a few weeks ago that I was on here yelling about Russell Wilson and the safe throws that he makes compared to other guys. And if you look at his numbers, they look great. They look fairly, like, you're wondering, why would you need to bench somebody like doing this? Like, his interception to pass to touchdown ratio is good. Yardage leaves a lot to be desired, but fairly good QBR, fairly good quarterback rating, like right there in the thick of it. But when you watch him play and you watch him play football, it's like they're not pushing anything. Like, it's Russell Wilson is doing what people accuse Brock Purdy of doing. Is the best way that I could probably explain it. And did y'all get to hear Sean Payton today?
No.
His press conference?
I didn't hear him.
Well, you know, I don't like Sean Payton. And but Sean was out here saying, they were asking him, somebody actually asked him point blank, it feels as though you guys are scapegoating Russ.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, look, I can't replace all 5 offensive linemen of the receivers at the same time. So somebody's got, so it's like, all right. And then he said also, and this is, I'll give Sean Payton a little bit of credit for this, is when he then threw everybody on the bus, he then saved it a little bit by saying, if I don't do something like this, you guys might be talking to somebody else behind this podium pretty soon. And it's like, okay. So he understands that he might lose his job if they don't win enough fucking games. And that's what it boils down to. He thinks it ain't going to win.
True.
But the thing is that all of it's bullshit because of the story when we came out and knowing about the contract. And that's the decision that was made. They're making the decision completely and fundamentally based on trying to get out of the contract. They're still going to have a bunch of dead cap money. But if he were to get hurt in these last 2 games, he gets an additional $34 million guaranteed to him if he gets hurt. So that's why they're like, no, fuck this. We're not. No. No.
We did the same thing.
Yeah, with the Derek Carr thing. Now, what Derek Carr did was go home.
I know.
So
I'm interested to see if Russell actually goes.
Don't they got a new baby too?
Yeah, they do.
Or a baby on the way. But yeah, one of them. But yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't fit Russell's whole brand, right? I'm the team guy.
It should. Hey, I'm a father. Go father.
I can do everything, and he can't. But
Unlimited.
I was finished. Unlimited. Unlimited.
I refuse to do the Russell Wilson.
Mr. Unlimited.
Do it. Come on.
I will say his the Subway commercial is now what's in my head right now, and I fucking hate him for it. God damn, I miss Jared.
Wow.
That's insane.
Wow.
Right, we're moving on.
Wow.
He'll be out in like 3.
Nope. Nope. All right, we're going to talk about Sam Howell now.
Didn't he get stabbed?
Yeah, somebody fucked him up in prison, I think.
No, we are not talking about that guy.
For some reason, randomly, the other day, I've been watching these really strange YouTube videos. Just watching. I watched an hour and 20-minute video about the history of Subway.
What can we do it?
I don't know.
We're talking about Sam Howell right now.
What about him?
Yeah, let's go. So Sam Howell's been benched. I got you, James.
Please bleep that.
But
thank you.
What?
Timestamp. Something I said. Go ahead, Keem.
Okay, we missed it.
I thought I missed it.
I'll make sure to blow up the volume. We didn't hear it. We should hear it.
Sam Howell's been benched for Jacoby Brissett, announced by Ron Rivera today. It's a little bit puzzling to me because I thought Sam Howell was kind of playing fine. Obviously, he takes so many sacks. He's making the offensive line look worse than it is. But I thought he was doing okay, enough to if Desmond Ridder got a chance, you know what I'm saying, to show and prove, and Desmond and Sam Howell did as well as he did, and you know what I'm saying, they've kind of they don't have a good head coach. It's give the kid a shot, but I guess I do have to factor in the fact that the not good head coach is still there, and he's thinking the way Sean Payton is thinking instead of knowing that his job has been over since January of last year, April. When did they buy? May. I don't know. But his job has been over for I knew it was over. I thought he'd get fired first this season. But yeah, so I didn't get the move. It didn't make. It makes sense, but it's at the same time, it doesn't make sense.
It makes sense. He's trying to save his job,
yeah, no, that's the part that makes sense. But it's
who's trying to save their job?
Why wouldn't Ron's
not trying to save his job?
Yes, he is.
He's not though.
Yes, he is.
He's not. So the thing is that what you see with Ron Rivera throughout the course of this entire season has not been a man that is aware at all that he's trying to save his job. Right. I think Ron kind of knows what's up. There's actually been surprising most of the season, the decision that Ron Rivera has made in the sense of, well, dude, you need to win now. You don't jettison Chase Young and Montez Sweat for draft picks if you're trying to win right now. Right. So there is an aspect of he's still thinking fundamentally long term as far as the team goes. Good.
You think that was Ron's decision?
See, so that was something that was brought up quite a bit. Yes. So it was Ron in the front office between Martin Mayhew and those guys, but Ron is the top dog. The thing was that in the process of them doing it, they actually talked to, because it was very open as far as who made the decision. What we had a Eugene Shen, who's our analytics guy that got hired. He wasn't officially on the job in his position until I think it was 4 or 5 days after the trades happened. But it was known that they talked to him to ask where it is that he saw them as far from a value standpoint, to know what they could get back in good.
So then at what point was Josh Harris involved?
He wasn't. So Josh Harris has been very much on the sidelines, and you can't blame him for it. Josh Harris got the team, like Keem said, in a very, very weird time, in the sense that he couldn't make any decisions or make any changes without really harming the team. So at the end of the day, if you're Josh Harris and now you own the team, it doesn't really matter what happens this year, because you're going to take over and do whatever you want to next year, right? If there's anybody who this decision is about more than anything, you'd say it's more Eric Bieniemy than it is Ron Rivera. And I'll say it for this too. Ron Rivera has been very, very open in saying that he has nothing to do with the offense. It's only Eric Bieniemy's decisions as far as on the offense goes. It's his decision as far as personnel. It's his decision as far as everything. Ron's taken over the defense from Jack Del Rio that he didn't have hands in, but on the offensive side, it's completely on Bieniemy. Now you can understand from Bieniemy's standpoint. Now to backtrack just a second, Keem, you said that from what you remember, Sam Howell has been playing pretty good. And that was
decent.
Decent was true up until about 4 weeks ago. Do you know what his QB rating was this last game?
No.
I didn't know they went this low. 1.7.
They also played the Jets.
Got it. But in that same exact time, Jacoby Brissett comes in and comes back off a 28-point deficit to score 4 touchdowns in a row against the New York Jets and bring us all the way back where, because Ron Rivera's an idiot, we didn't go for 2 in any of it, and we lost by 2 points, which everyone knows you go for 2 when you're trying to do the comeback in the fourth quarter, and he didn't do it, right? So, like, there is an element of, like, hang on, if you're Eric Bieniemy, right, and you've seen the offense kind of be stagnant, but then Jacoby comes in and he's playing lights out, if you're Eric Bieniemy knowing that everybody's about to get ousted, you can say, hey, if I can show Jacoby Brissett actually is running this offense, Terry McLaurin's getting involved, Jahan Dotson getting involved, and the offense is clicking, it changes people's opinions on the Eric Bieniemy system in the last 2 weeks. Also, it's a solid for Jacoby Brissett in what he's doing, which he would probably not be back here, but putting more game film up for him to get his next deal wherever he's going to go. He's earned that because when he's come in the last 2 weeks, because they benched Sam 2 weeks in a row, mid-game, he's come in and he's performed immediately. I think of all the drives he's had, he's I think 5 consecutive touchdown drives for Jacoby Brissett just off the fucking bench. So it's like, all right, is it Sam's fault? Is it Eric Bieniemy's fault? What is it? I'd go longer form as far as who's at fault for what, because I definitely have information on all of it. But I say if there's anybody's job being trying to saved right now, it's more Bieniemy. There is an argument to be made that Sam Howell looks at a point where he's so lost out there, especially against the Jets, that he might get hurt. Like it's truly on some, like, he's running away from ghosts. Clean pocket and running right into the defender's hands.
So like Sam Darnold.
Sort of. But I'd say it looks worse because at least at some point during the season, you saw Sam Howell have insane confidence. Like, you listen to Pat McAfee show and everything, it was like, Sam Howell's a dog. He'd throw the ball into anything. And we've seen his confidence dry all the way up. Now, do I blame Eric Bieniemy and I blame Ron Rivera for us getting to this point with Sam Howell? Them benching Sam Howell is a fucking failure on their parts. But the way that they introduced the offense to him, the way they had him learn the offense, the way that you have a quarterback who's basically a rookie learning a new system, and what do you decide? We're going to have a run-to-pass ratio at 80-20. Yeah, let's help our rookie quarterback out, guys. Like, it's fucking stupid. So now you get to a point where it's like, Jacoby probably should have been the day one starter, and you slowly roll Sam Howell in, but they didn't do that. They threw him into the fire. And we're finally at a point where the running game is starting to become something, but Sam Howell's already fucking shell-shocked.
Well, don't worry about it. You got the 3rd pick right now. So
I'm not worried about it. The only thing I was worried about was them announcing that Jacoby was going to be the starter for the next 2 weeks. I think is a bit much for Sam Howell. I think
who do you want to be the pick, though? You want to go offensive line, or you want to go quarterback, or you want to go Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Initial.
I have the
knowing that if it's
Drake May, Marvin Harrison.
Well, if we're saying it 3, Caleb's not there.
Okay.
No, Drake probably not there either.
Nah. Marvin Harrison going number 2.
So that's my thing. It's like if Marvin Harrison is there at 3, I run to the board to do it. And I don't give a fuck who our receivers are. I run the board. But that being said, my favorite player outside of like the flashy guys is Joe Alt, the tackle out of Notre Dame. That's my favorite all-around player.
You probably need to QB.
I hate Notre Dame so goddamn much, but I've loved so much some of the picks they've had the last 3 years. Like, I'm a huge Kyle Hamilton guy. I'm a huge Michael Mayer guy, and I'm a huge Joe Alt guy. Even though if he plays like right tackle, his nickname might be like Joe Alt Right, which is pretty bad, but like
it kind of matches your org, so
yeah. Send Max Crosby along.
Nope. Yo, that was my favorite shit in the world. Seeing him trying to sing Chief Keef. What else?
I know he wish he could sing the version he sing at home.
Oh yeah, he was like,
Nigga.
that was the funniest shit ever. All right, so
I'm looking at Howell. He hasn't had a quarterback rating over 50.5 in 3 weeks.
oh, he's not gonna be your starter next year, so it don't matter.
I'd like to see him in the court. I'd like to see him in camp because I mean, in all honesty, if you have a dude that showed flash that he could play, right? The idea of having him come in as a backup or even a bridge quarterback for that cheap is pretty fucking cool.
Wasn't he in camp this season?
He was in the camp this season. They called it a quarterback competition. No one believed it was a quarterback competition.
Right,
They handed the keys to Howell.
Yeah, so he had a camp, and this is what he produced. So
Also, if you're thinking Eric Bieniemy's not going to be back, new thing, new system, new all that. Plus, I am still a firm believer in I don't like starting rookie quarterbacks. I don't like starting young guys. I like them sitting.
CJ Stroud says otherwise.
CJ Stroud said otherwise. Josh Allen, to a certain degree, said otherwise. Justin Herbert, to a certain degree, says otherwise. But I prefer Patrick Mahomes. I prefer Aaron Rodgers. I prefer Tom Brady. I prefer a lot of other guys that sat for a little bit before they fucking played.
Tom Brady went in the 6th round.
Sam Howell in the 5th.
Yeah, you're gonna draft the QB at 3. All right.
I think most likely. I think we're gonna trade.
If you trade back, we're trading up, so we could trade together.
Don't care. I whether it be up or down.
Hey, you heard it here first. You could take Jimmy G.
I don't want to do that.
You could take Russell Wilson.
If you had to pick, you take a Jimmy G or Russell Wilson.
What's Carson Wentz doing?
He's in LA.
Yeah, he's a Ram now, right?
Yeah. He got signed by the Rams, I think. Yeah. All right, so let's change gears a little bit and talk about the MVP race. I've talked about this a lot over the past week or so. I think I have my top 5 somewhere here, but Keem, what's your thoughts on the MVP race? Because I know you wanted to talk about it again today.
Yeah, I just think it's a weird year. This is probably like the weirdest year I've ever seen for an MVP race. Because there's no clear front runner at all. All the top 5 candidates are probably like Lamar, CMC, Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen, and then Purdy, in some order. And it's like there's no clear cut favorite like there usually is, especially with like 2 weeks left.
I can give you the odds. If you want the odds, I can give you the top 5 odds. So in order: Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, Josh Allen, Tua Tagovailoa, Brock Purdy, Tyreek Hill.
Okay, I would swap Tyreek and Tua, but okay. I know why that's a thing. But it's just the weirdest year we've seen, or at least I've seen. I can recall in like my 2 decades of watching fucking football. This is just like because the I'll just try and go candidate by candidate based off what K-Dot said. So the thing with Lamar, best player on the best team, but doesn't have like the gaudy stats that make it seem like that. One thing, it's really the touchdowns because he has, about the same amount of total yards as Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Like once you do all the actual total yardage, he doesn't have the touchdowns. I think he's at 24 touchdowns total and 13 turnovers or whatever. But anyway, the thing with Lamar is best player, best team, but he doesn't have the numbers. But one of the things I will say about his numbers being maybe not as many offensive touchdowns, they've had they're one of the best red zone teams in the NFL. They've had a lot of like, we're 5 yards away from the goal line type of touchdowns, where Gus Edwards is dwarfing. Like if you got him in fantasy, you smart because he has 12 touchdowns this year, which is a career high for him. He's usually around 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. So he's stolen a lot of touchdowns from Lamar. In years past, we've had issues in the red zone because of Greg Roman. I think Monken's style is to run the ball when you're in the 5-yard line, 10-yard line in the red zone period. And some of it are like run option plays. where I think that's helping Gus a lot. And also, Gus is just good in short yardage, so he's dwarfing a lot of those touchdowns. I say you take away 6 from Gus and give him to Lamar. Then Lamar's at 30 total touchdowns. You got your only like 7 interceptions, 13 turnovers total, 40. Like that's where it looks. He looks good enough to be an MVP. And I think that if he has a 4 touchdown game against the Dolphins and maybe another one against Pittsburgh, he might still win it. But that's the thing with Lamar. With CMC, he's probably offensively, I would say the catalyst for his team's success more than any other offensive player. It's up. That's when you got to get into or Josh or Lamar. It's like I would say. But anyway, CMC has just been super impactful. He had the little streak. I saw a comparison from some of the running backs who've won MVPs, like numbers wise. He doesn't necessarily he's really killing them. It's like he's kind of up there, but it's not like he just stands out or anything. But I think CMC is probably the most deserving if you're looking for numbers, and then also like the impact on the offense. Who was third? Do you think
Josh Allen?
Josh Allen is the thing. The issue with Josh Allen is that he's in second. He's not even first in his division. They're 9-6, and they just literally the win that they just got put them back in the playoffs. So it's like I think it's the win total number. It's the opposite issues for him and Lamar. Lamar's a winner. Josh Allen isn't, but he's got the numbers. 40 total touchdowns. I think like 15 picks. I'm not sure how many fumbles. He probably like 2-1 almost.
He's tied odds with Tua.
Okay, I mean, I was saying 2-1 in terms of his touchdown interception.
Oh, no, I was just clarifying as far as like ranking that he's tied with odds and Tua.
Okay, yeah. So it's him and Tua. So it's him and Tua. Tua for me, as most people argue, he's probably like the 5th most important offensive player on that offense. And like it's just like a thing where he's put up some decent numbers. Dolphins have enough wins. Let's put Tua in the conversation. He's not. I think Tyreek Hill is more deserving because I don't know, like the game that Tyreek misses is like, oh, we're not that good. And then when Tyreek was out for like one of the games, like he missed a few plays and he comes back and they score. Like, it's like you need him a little bit more. Like you need him a little bit more. I saw they did a clip earlier from like the little Hard Knocks thing where they were telling like Tyreek it's coming to you to Z. They dramatized the situation, bro. It's a wide receiver screen. Like I'm just like it was just like they dramatized it a lot, but I'm like, bro, you just threw a wide receiver screen and he just ran 5 yards. But like they were dramatizing it a little bit more towards Tua's narrative, and I'm like, he threw it, he just did this, and but it's like, all right, bro, y'all got it. But Tua shouldn't even be in the conversation. Tyreek is more important, so that's the thing with that. Brock. Putting up, he has the numbers and he has the wins. The thing is, people think it's the system and the weapons and not as much him. And I don't think that's necessarily completely fair. I think he's been a top 10 QB this season. But he's honestly, even though he has the numbers, he hasn't really been top 5. So.
All right. Okay. Tell you about this. Okay. All right. So this is before the games last week, right? I had Tyreek Hill at 1. I had McCaffrey at 2. I had Lamar at 3. I had Purdy at 4 and Tua at 5. Coming into this week, I still have Tyreek Hill at 1. I got CMC at 2. I got Lamar at 3. I still got Purdy at 4. But for 5, I got it between Tua, Dak, and Josh Allen. Like I just jumble them all together because none of them are going to win, but they should be mentioned.
It's like. So like after Christian McCaffrey lost to the 3rd place MVP, you didn't want to change that like at all. You didn't want to like flip that like
no, like. But the thing is, right? Like I'm saying this because nobody gave Lamar the respect he deserved before, but I did. Like he's in the conversation, right? Okay. It's just that McCaffrey does everything for that team. That the dude has. You know the whole stat about if you bet on him to score, you're gonna win. Like it was what 20-something games bro.
Yeah, it's not.
It's insane. But I mean, look, I hear you. Like, if I wouldn't mind, like, I'm not going to argue like Lamar at 2, but the thing I have with Tyreek Hill is if he gets 2,000 yards, if he does, because he's at what, like 1,600?
In 1,600, he's run out of time.
Something. Yeah, I know, because he got hurt. But
right.
If he's able to do it, and he can get 200 easy with him.
Not this week. Not this week. He can't.
Oh, they play against y'all?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going under 120 this week.
The rest of the season doesn't look good for
him. I got a question. What happened the last time they played? Y'all shut them down for a minute, and then they just started like throwing bombs, right?
Marlon Humphrey got hurt.
Hey.
And our backup. I'm just saying. No, I'm adding context to what you're saying.
That's true. But he can do it. Can't nobody?
He can do it. He can.
Yeah, I shouldn't doubt it.
But if you look at what the Ravens have done to the MVP candidates this season,
this proves my point. Guess what? If he gets 2,000 yards and he puts up 200 against y'all,
okay,
what will we say?
MVP,
yeah,
cool. MVP.
And that's my caveat. If he gets 2,000 yards, he's MVP.
I don't think he needs the 2,000.
He needs the 2,000.
I don't think he needs the 2,000. It depends. He could do 1950 and it would still.
He needs the 2,000. So like
I have the 2,000.
He needs it. So like that's the thing. If you're gonna give the MVP nowadays, especially to a non-quarterback, you got to have a storyline. Yeah. Like to me, it's all of like you're seeing the race change because of the storyline, right? So like LaDainian Tomlinson gets 1,800 yards, but then also 500 receiving. 28 touchdowns. He's over 30 touchdowns total, right? So like you need those like benchmark numbers that just grab you. My thing was like Tyreek to me seemed before the injury like to me the shoe-in for MVP. And the reason he was shoe-in is like it looked like he was on pace for 2,000 yards. If he got it in a weak year as far as quarterbacks go, as far as the MVP conversation, a weak year for quarterbacks, he can get it. It's one of those things that you can sneak in. Brock Purdy was number one in the conversation until he had the worst game ever after being in the conversation for MVP, right? So like the narrative that week on ESPN and everything else is Brock Purdy for MVP, and then he goes out and throws the worst game possible, and Sam Darnold finishes the game. All right, go.
I'll just pose a question to your point.
Yeah,
somebody was saying, and I don't think this person should win the MVP. I said that. I understand why they're not winning the MVP, but just want to play devil's advocate. They said the reason that you just said about Brock he had the worst game ever is why Lamar's MVP, because a lot of the MVPs that you're talking about, when it came down to they were shaking. They were the
storyline. So like the Lamar Jackson pick now for MVP, which the odds are actually he's minus 200. Next closest is plus 600 as far as odd for MVP. And the reason being is that when the lights are fucking on, he shows out, and you remember that shit. And you remember his press conference right after the game where he's basically like, none of that shit matters to me. Like you picture that. Then you look at the Ravens overall as a team, and you're like, okay, they can't give MVP to Mike McDonald. So who's the guy that they're going to give it to represent this team? Because here's the other thing that's been the question all season, right? Is who's the best team? It's been changing week after week, week after week. And finally, the Ravens got to a point where they're like, all they got to do is check off Miami off this list. And once they do that, everyone's in agreement. Baltimore's the best team. Because if you look at they've not lost a game by more than 7 points. Their point differential is insane. So if there's one person you have to elevate above that, you're going to be like, all right, we'll just give it to Lamar. It's clearly the best team in the league. Lamar showed up when he needed to show up. Brock Purdy had a shit game across the field from him. You got to give it to him. So like Lamar, I think, is winning by default at this particular point because it's the best team. And it is clearly the easiest storyline to sell. Christian McCaffrey gets messy with the Brock Purdy shit. It just gets messy. Like people just don't know. All right, can we just anoint him? No. You look at his numbers and it's like his numbers are good, but are they? When we look back on this, is it the LaDainian Tomlinson year numbers wise? Is it Jaire Alexander scoring 30 touchdowns? Like, is it one of those things? It's not. So like, Tyreek, Tyreek can get to 2,000, that has been my thing all season long. The more we saw mediocre quarterback play, or at least quarterback play, not mediocre, but quarterback play where the numbers weren't up to snuff. If Tyreek gets 2,000, that's the narrative. It's done, over, boom, hand it to him. But things keep changing from week to week. Dak Prescott was looking like damn near a shoe in Canada until they went out there and fucking laid an egg.
And Brock Purdy's numbers were odds were insane before that.
Right. It's a narrative-based thing, but right now what you're seeing is Lamar's pulling away from it because everyone's having this conversation that we're having right now, and of that list, the least offensive pick is Lamar Jackson.
And guess what? They play the Dolphins. So my number one.
Yeah. But see, that was also the thing, because somebody also mentioned this. Before the Brock Purdy, the 49ers and Ravens game, everybody was saying, oh, this will determine MVP. If Brock Purdy and then Lamar won, it was like, so about that. We thought it would, but he doesn't have the numbers. So, like, how about the next week? We let that one determine the MVP. And now that's what it is now. It's like, if Tyreek Hill has that kind of game where, and this was my point here, Tyreek Hill point, I was going to say, he doesn't need the 2,000 yards only because of the narrative he can build in the last two games, with especially this one being, if you win this game, you're the number one seed in the AFC. If he goes 3 touchdowns, just 100 yards, it's like, oh, but that's the MVP game. That's it. That's the 2 touchdowns, 150 yards. That's the MVP game.
I think we have to sell it, though.
The best team in the league.
To me, I think that the narrative over the course of this week has to be unified in talking about the Mike McDonald-led Baltimore Ravens defense and how vaunted it is and what Tyreek Hill did to it. And I'm sorry, I think this game might be close as we digitally transition to picks, but
You going?
No, I'm not going to the game. But
it's gonna be a classic.
I'm not going to the game. But the idea of Tyreek, I still think you need the storyline. They do not want to give it to a non-quarterback.
Team, you going?
No, I wish.
Hey,
I will say this city's been very electric. It's been really cool to see what's been happening over here in Baltimore.
If we go to the Super Bowl and win, I will come for the parade.
Lower level 125 is 522.
No, I've heard that the prices have went up in Baltimore.
Yeah, it's the highest price like getting game right now, but 522 ain't bad for where they got to sit in.
No, for lower bowl for 500 in this game, that's legit.
Yeah. Bruh. And then the next section over 725 and then 563. Yeah.
I would tell you, if the Ravens do win a Super Bowl, the parade is legit. Like even the last parade, there's still a lot of cool shit from because usually they bring in the National Guard trucks and shit. Mm-hmm. And then that's all the Ravens player, like they hang off the National Guard trucks. I think Ed Reed had a Humvee last time.
A little bit. All right. Let's get into the Week 16 review.
We gonna match your fantasy football at all?
No. All right. So first game we had the Saints and Rams. Let me pull up what we had. How bad was my picks last week?
You picked the Saints.
Ryan did last week. Come on, bro.
You won. Yeah, great. Right, what are you still? Is he still in last place?
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah, top last.
Okay. I had 12. I haven't looked. All right. So we had the Saints. Ryan did not pick that game. All right. So y'all both had the Rams. I had the Saints. It's close, but I was wrong. So then let's move on to.
I love the caveat. Go ahead, man. I love the caveat.
It was close. It was a one-score game. Yeah, I was wrong.
It really wasn't, but I get it.
At the end of the day, it was 8 points.
Yeah, but it wasn't. But I hear you, though.
It not have been, but it's cool. Then we had Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Me and King fit Pittsburgh, and then K-Dot and Ryan picked Cincinnati. Yeah.
Division game, weird shit. Jake Browning. I guess he sucks again.
That shit was not
Not weird. Not weird. Steelers, little bro, Bengals.
You shouldn't have cut me. Yeah, they should have. You remember that game? Yeah. The hype was real. Then we had Buffalo and the Chargers. That game was a lot closer than it should have been. But I guess when you come off from getting 63 put up on you, you come back and only give up 24.
Nice
That's
take.
a big improvement.
Nice take.
Fuck the Chargers.
I know.
All right. Then we all picked Indiana. Oh shit.
We picked the Hoosiers.
Yeah, we picked the Colts. And the Colts lost to Atlanta. What was that score of that game?
29-13, I think.
Why is that shit not showing up for me? I am blind.
29-10.
Yeah, 29-10.
My bad.
Yeah, that was an ugly one.
The next game, I thought I was going to look like a genius, and it was looking that way. Until the end.
2017? Yeah. I mean, it was close, but yeah.
That was the Seattle, Tennessee game.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had that motherfucker. They fucked it up. They fucked it up.
That happened to me as well this weekend.
Then we had Detroit and Minnesota.
This is your turn.
Minnesota should have won that fucking game, bro, and they didn't. But I still think they're gonna make the playoffs.
I'm happy for Detroit. Playoff berth.
They're legit for now.
Then we had Washington and the Jets.
They're gonna lose to Stafford. I bet you they lose to Stafford.
Washington and the Jets. We kind of talked about that game a little bit.
Another one I almost got right.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have. Should have been close. Jacoby Brissett came in and tried to save the day. And I'm sitting there not knowing how to feel.
Jacoby
Brissett.
Then we had Green Bay and Carolina. We all
Green Bay across the board.
Can't see shit. All right, it was close. 3 points.
Jaire.
Hey, they won. And you got to pick the coin toss.
And he's missed the game check next week.
All right, let's go.
We had Cleveland and Houston. K-Dot, you picked Houston.
I had a giant lead, so I thought I could take some chances.
This is for you.
Yeah. We knew that Stroud wasn't playing, so.
I know.
Yeah.
All right.
What was the score of that one? 36-22? Take it. That works.
Yeah. I guess you can consider it being blown out, but whatever.
It was like
I'm still leading by double digits in the fucking standings. I can take some shots.
We're talking about this one game.
Fine.
All right. Next one, we had Tampa Bay and Jacksonville. I think. Oh, yeah. Ryan's the only one that got that right, but he's not here. Let's move on. All right. Chicago.
Board.
I'll pick Chicago.
I'm getting all these right, and I'm like, where's my fuck up is coming? Because I went on a streak.
Then we had Dallas and Miami.
Here we go.
Everyone picked Miami.
I'm the only person to pick Miami.
-1. Here we go.
Yeah, 1-2. All right. Then we had Denver and New England.
The one time I picked these.
Wrong again. There we go.
Pick New England. All right. Then my favorite game, we had the Raiders versus the Chiefs.
I almost picked the Raiders in that, but yeah, I'm wrong again.
That shit made me so happy. All right. Then, Philly and the Giants. We all picked Philly. Of course, Philly won. But that
Jets.
Then we had Baltimore and the 49ers. King, why did you pick the 49ers?
You thought they would win.
Because I thought they were going to win. They got the best team in the fucking league. They're the best team in the league. The most talented team in the league. It's them. Like
McDonald's great.
They beat us at every position group except for
Quarterback,
linebacker, and cornerback, and safety.
Quarterback?
Oh, and quarterback too. That yeah. And linebacker, you can argue because that most people think Fred
Warner.
But everybody thinks Roquan is number 2. So,
yeah, but you trade Roquan for Fred.
Yeah, but I said linebacker group is not just one linebacker.
I get it. Patrick Queen is kind of he's outperformed what I think we thought he would be.
He's earned himself a big paycheck because it's a contract year. Huh?
Greenlaw?
Yeah.
Hamilton's good. Oh, he didn't practice today, but he's okay. He'll be okay.
So now let's go into our
that motherfucker right there has had an all-pro season.
Who?
You remember at the beginning of the season, I was like, Kyle Hamilton.
No, because I've always sung his praises.
I mean, I really wanted to draft him. I was very upset.
He was on.
I was very upset when motherfuckers got him. He has been an all-pro.
Yes,
the motherfucker is legit.
4 sacks, touchdown. I think 4 picks. I think the passer rating when targeting Kyle Hamilton is like 54.3 or 49.3, something like that.
And the thing is that I'm jealous that I don't have him, but I know he'd suck here. So I'm glad that he's awesome.
Trying to just be like, oh, that guy's decent.
No, he wouldn't.
And that guy's decent. And
we have the worst coached defense in the National Football League.
He's the top 5 safety, though.
Yeah, Montez Sweat looks like a fucking Hall of Famer in Chicago.
Chicago's going to be nice next year, man.
Chase Young was right there when Lamar was tripping over the ref. Chase is involved. Just saying. All right, we make these picks?
Yep. I almost finished making mine.
No, I don't lie.
Look at you.
All right, so first game, we have the Jets and the Browns. What's
Joe Flacco's revenge, Cleveland?
I am going with the Browns, who I called.
Like they could legit with Joe Flacco. Can you imagine Joe Flacco gets his playoff thing going and they make a fucking run? Because here's the thing, if you're Cleveland,
no.
What?
Their first round matchup is looking like it's gonna be
what, Kansas City?
Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, Baltimore. Oh, that's over. But if they, I thought it was, what?
Y'all gonna have a bye week.
Yeah, if they're gonna win their first playoff games.
I'm just saying, if you're Cleveland, you like got a matchup against Kansas City. Oh my God,
I'm excited.
You want that? You want that?
You want that? You want that? You want that?
And a Joe Flacco revenge game in Baltimore. I dig it. I dig it.
All right, next game we have the Lions and Cowboys.
Oh my, Cowboys.
I'm going with the winners, the Cowboys.
I got the
I
Lions.
can see this going the other way. I like your Lions pick. I'm rooting for them.
Yep.
Are you also picking the Lions?
No, I'm picking the Cowboys.
Okay, I thought so. Okay.
They're a better team.
We have New England versus the Bills.
Buffalo.
I got New England.
Buffalo on a close one.
I got New England.
Buffalo on a close one. Well, I don't know what the spread is, but I picked New England to cover.
Buffalo's last game is Miami. So this is their last, we're going to blow somebody out game.
I think they're going to think.
You realize they blew out Miami already, right?
I know. I don't think it happens a second time.
Okay. That's fair.
But also, Buffalo, like I've been saying this entire season, even when they were fucking firing Ken Dorsey, Buffalo can beat any team in the National Football League if things are going right.
Yeah. They're the second scariest team in the AFC.
We got the Falcons and the Bears.
I actually think the Browns are the scariest, technically, just because no one wants to be beaten by the Browns.
No.
Got the Falcons.
Falcons and the
Bears.
Oh, Falcons.
Bears.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. I like my pick now. Yeah, because I was going to change it if you went Falcons.
We got the Raiders and Colts.
Is Heineke playing?
Who?
Sorry.
Heineke. Raiders and Colts.
Oh.
Raiders.
Give me the Colts. Them niggas ain't winning 2 in a row.
What he did.
I know, but not again, motherfucker. Okay, thank
3 in a row, not 2 in a row.
I don't care.
Antonio Pierce is
we had 3 in a row. How about that? How about that? We're 3 in a row.
Antonio Pierce, you're sold, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been sold.
Yeah.
I've been sold.
I'm sold as well.
The team loves him, and he got the Raiders vibe. So
now, if were I the Raiders GM, would I keep Antonio Pierce? Absolutely not. But that's because I know.
Why not?
Because the best the future best head coach in football is a coordinator right now.
And he's only going south like 30 miles.
And I was
very close.
He's not. He's not.
He's only going south 30 miles. Well, when a Brinks truck can be delivered at any given point in time, where you are, it's great.
Good. We're good.
Whoa. Hang on. You would keep Antonio over Mike McDaniel?
Yeah, we're good.
See?
I love
They don't deserve it.
I love you. I love how you settle.
They don't deserve it.
No, it's not settling.
Yeah, you're settling. That's literally settling.
No, it ain't.
Although the Mike McDaniel thing, are we getting... I
McDonald's.
heard somebody say the other day that we're getting too Brandon Staley with it. It's not, because he's totally the kind of guy.
Hey, look, I'm not even hating on him. He could be great. He's just
not Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, it's not. He's not for us, really. Like, it's cool. Like, he could be great in Washington. He ain't got to move, you know.
Okay,
like,
just like now you're gonna make me ask you.
I really like Patrick Graham, and we have done a lot of changes. And the fact that we have some
question then. All right, this is a better question.
We just need to change the
is there any coordinator available right now that they'll definitely come to the Raiders, they'll accept the job, whatever pay you want. Is there another coordinator you would take right now? Yeah, that's all I needed to know. Okay.
Is there hang on, I'm gonna see how far he goes with this. Is there any head coach in the NFL that could be guaranteed to be a Raider? You would Kyle Shanahan could say, I'm gonna leave the bay behind and come to Vegas. Yeah. You would say no for Antonio Pierce.
I'm good.
See, that's how he was going there.
No.
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin?
He can say all the names you want. We're good.
See, he's not budging. He's
I told you, I knew I was right. I do it.
I would have told you. I think I did tell you. You just didn't believe me.
All right, hold on, let me ask you this one. If they could clone John Madden in his prime, and he's like, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna be a Raider head coach, would you pick Antonio Pierce over prime John Madden?
That's fucked up. All right, we'll move.
That's fucked up.
It's two Raiders.
Rams and Giants. I got the Rams.
Rams.
Right. Then we're going the Cardinals and Eagles. I got the Eagles.
Eagles.
Saints and Tampa Bay. I got the Saints.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa Bay might got it.
49ers.
San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah. Rebound off of ass whooping by the best team in the league.
Oh, it'd be hilarious if Jacoby Brissett just fucking lights these motherfuckers up.
Why you keep calling that man Brisket?
I think it's great. I love it. And who doesn't fucking love brisket? Do you love brisket? Of course. You all love
I do. I want some right now. I'm about to get some.
He does. If he does, you shouldn't be surprised.
What?
If Jacoby Brissett, not Brisket, lights
Jacoby.
up, shouldn't be surprised.
I should be surprised. Anyone should be surprised. What the fuck are you talking about?
Should be surprised.
He's a journeyman backup quarterback facing the San Francisco 49ers defense. What?
But both he and Tyrod never really got the respect they deserved. Tyrod's a starter, and he should.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying the Commanders are the Commanders. I don't give a fuck who's starting. And it's San Francisco. I'd be surprised.
No, he shouldn't be.
All right.
We played him with Jarrett Stidham, who's the new starter for the Broncos, and he lit their asses up.
When you played him with Jarrett Stidham?
Yeah, last year.
It's a little different. It's you and the Niners.
Yeah, he lit their defense.
All right, never mind. All right.
Yeah, I picked the 49ers to win, but I expect y'all to put up points. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying y'all going to score 40, but...
Hang on, I'm going to see. I'm going to do this right now. So, NFL, we got the 49ers and the Commanders. The 49ers are 12.5-point favorites. I'm putting $10 on that line right to fuck now.
Okay. We'll come back later. You're going to be like, oh, shit.
I might lose $10, but I don't think it's a bad bet.
Fair enough. All right, then we have the Panthers and Jaguars. I got the Panthers.
Jags.
I don't think Trevor's playing. But that may not matter to y'all.
Doesn't.
Cool. We got the Dolphins and Ravens. I got the Ravens.
I got the Ravens.
I got the Dolphins.
Good.
Titans and Texans. I have the Titans. And I think C.J. Stroud is back this week.
Texans.
Got to be honest, I'm only really picking the Titans because I need the Titans to win this. Because we need the Texans to lose.
And I might change that Miami-Baltimore pick. Just don't have to.
Nah, motherfucker. Keep it how it is.
You can change it as many times as you want before the pod ends. Then we got the Steelers and Seahawks. I got the Steelers.
Seahawks.
I have the Seahawks. Sorry.
I have the Seahawks.
Yeah. Chargers and Denver. I have the Chargers.
Denver.
It's your Jared Stidham, right?
Yep.
What an improvement, baby. It's on now.
Asante Samuel Jr. with 2 interceptions this week.
Bet it then. Put it on FanDuel, not with me.
Man, that reminds me. It was like plus 6,500 for a lineman to score on Christmas Day. And I looked at it for about 4 minutes and I decided not to do it. I should have. Yeah, that hurt.
Anytime I look at a bet more than 30 seconds, I at least put $1 on.
I should have. I really should have. It was on my mind. All right, Bengals and Chiefs. I have the Bengals.
Chiefs.
Chiefs. You really hate
He hates them. The only reason the Chargers got picked are they playing the Broncos. Like, literally.
Bro, I be like, I used to like get caught up in it when like James would catch the Chiefs on the upset pick until I realized he loved to pick the lose. Like, ain't crazy. Get the ball right.
Hey,
at the beginning of the season, James punts on Pick'em because he cannot pick.
the Chiefs are broken, and the Bengals have a good defensive line. Here we are.
Just say because I don't like him. I don't like them niggas.
The Chiefs without our starting left tackle.
All right.
And QB. The Bengals can do it. And
all right. You've convinced us. This is the X's and O's pick.
All right, nigga. Like last week, you said the same shit when I picked us against the Chiefs.
Hey, don't you get big for your britches you had 1 week, motherfucker? I'm sorry.
Fuck you. The week before that too. All right, the Packers and Vikings. I got the Packers.
Vikings.
Okay.
Defense.
Justin Jefferson.
Oh yeah, no Jaire.
Nick Mullen.
You know what? I'm switching to the Vikings because Jaire ain't there.
He ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, he does.
He ain't got a goddamn thing to do with it.
Jefferson is they be good.
But he's suspended.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He ain't there. Jettas win sometimes, but then some games and then other games like Jettas will have like 20 yards in the whole game.
Hey, I just hope he put up 200 in this fucking playoff game. I need this. I want this 150.
All right. So do you guys have final thoughts?
He didn't play Green Bay earlier. Damn. Trying to see.
Yeah. Leave the World Behind. Good movie. Love Mahershala. Good to see Julia. From ATL, baby. Martin Luther King paid for her birth. Shout out to Julia Roberts. I don't know the young lady's name, but she played Marshall's daughter. She's a star, one of the stars of the entry, like she's the main character. Thought she did well. Obviously Ethan Hawke. I don't know, like it feels like we're in like a Ethan Hawke resurgence. Like the things he's
anywhere.
Yeah, but he's just he wasn't as relevant. Like
you don't watch horror movies?
Yeah.
I feel like he's been dominating the horror scene for a little bit. Years back. All right, sorry. Didn't mean that.
But yeah, so shout out to Ethan and everything. But it was a good movie. Made me think about things about like how like stuff could happen and everything. I really just need to learn how to grow fruit and vegetables, and I think I'll be fine outside of that. But I just when I watch movies like that, I always made me think like, what's my survival kit? Who I want with me? Like, like in the world about to like what I like, who I need to survive and type shit. But it was a good movie.
I think growing up in DC after 9/11, my dad had us all create bug out bags. We got lots of supplies and shit, and there's a cabin in West Virginia that is our rendezvous point. So we're far beyond. The arsenal already exists. Everybody with separate arsenals know where to go. They have even the GPS coordinates. We're set. I'm good. I can't wait for this shit to go down.
All right, let me go because we got to roll. We got to.
Yeah.
All right, so my final thought is I think Antonio Pierce should be the head coach. He brings energy. The defense has gotten a lot better over his stint. Like, yeah, we do have a losing record, but he has a winning record as of now with us. It just feels right. Like, he is a Raider. Like, the team responds to him. The vibes is good. We need a new offensive coordinator and a new QB, which we can get. Our O-line has gotten better. We need to pay Josh Jacobs. I know Zeus has had a good couple weeks, but still, Josh is a leader in the team. You don't take out one of the heart and souls of the team. And then we need to trade Jimmy Garoppolo to Washington. Yep.
My final thought is the Robert Pattinson Batman movie up until the final act is a better Batman movie than The Dark Knight. And outside of the Joker being a transcendent performance, The Dark Knight has a lot of fucking flaws that get overlooked because of Heath. Just saying.
All right, big guys, that's pods for today. As you know, Mike's Super Short Show.
What?
You never watched Mike's Super Short Show, Disney Channel? Mike?
No. I wasn't a huge Disney kid.
James, you know that one? Oh, he's on the phone. So we should go.
Yeah, we should probably go. All right, bye, guys. You back?
Yeah.
What are you saying? Bye.
Okay, I had to take a call.
I understand.
Yeah, we talk.
Godspeed. Good luck, everybody. Bye. Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you in 2024.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday to me.
When's your birthday? When's your birthday?
December 30th. Just remember when LeBron's birthday comes and Tiger Woods' birthday comes and Tyrese's birthday comes, it's like, oh, our more famous friend Shaquem, his birthday is also today.
I hope you don't see many more birthdays. Bye, everybody.
Whoa.
What? He was laughing in your flooded basement. I can't be mean.
That's far.
I didn't laugh at the flooded basement.
I don't even care if you did. That's insane. Apologize.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. All right.
I guess I am a sub. What the fuck was that?
Jesus Christ. All right.
You enjoy every minute of the show.
I do.
Okay. Yeah.
Punish me, James. Punish me. Bye, everybody.